What is going on, guys? Sumi here with Thoughtcast, and today I'm going to talk about how you should stop accusing your partner. Look, there's a lot of reasons to accuse somebody today. Social media is like a playground for infidelity, and I'm telling you, it has gone up. People are cheating in ways that you don't necessarily even understand today. People are liking photos, DMing people, swiping up, joining groups, following people back that they shouldn't be following back. I mean, there's a whole arena of cheating that's going on that people can't really define. And that's a problem with social media and technology today. Where do we draw the line of cheating? Now, one thing I want to say here is it's difficult. It's difficult to really identify if someone's doing anything because as we get more social media, as we get more ways to communicate with somebody, it becomes more complex to measure and quantify and calculate what human interactions are really meant to be. We cannot necessarily detect the intention behind a certain like or a certain swipe up or a certain post. But I'm going to tell you this right now. If you feel in your gut that your partner is cheating on you, if you feel that your partner is not being loyal to you, the best thing that you can do is start to separate yourself from the relationship. Let me help you guys understand this. You cannot have a relationship without trust. If you have a relationship right now, you need to have trust. And if you don't trust your partner, you need to get out of that relationship. Because you date somebody when you trust them. You meet somebody, you have faith. Okay, I like this girl. She could be someone in my life. Then you start to get to know them and you're verifying their behavior. You're like, okay, she said she's going to show up at 7 and she actually showed up early. That's super good. That's a green flag right there. And she's not with a bunch of guys all the time. And she actually responds back to me. And when I talk to her, she's doing what she said she was going to do. Green flags all around. That's verifying the behavior. And then you trust that person to where you verified enough and you're like, okay, I respect this person. I respect this guy named Michael that I just met 3 months ago. I respect this girl named Sarah that I met 6 months ago. I'm going to move into a relationship with them. You date somebody when you trust them because when you date them, they are a representation of you. Them doing whatever they're doing is a representation of who you are and the partnership as a whole. You separate from just being one and one and you come together. When you date somebody and you put that label on it and you put that level of communication on it, that's where you come together. So this is all well and done. But the problem is a lot of people will accuse each other in the relationship in itself. If you feel the need to accuse your partner, I am telling you, this sounds crazy. You need to start to separate yourself from the relationship. You need to start to stay back a bit. If you feel like your partner is cheating on you, if you feel like your partner is doing something behind your back, the number one thing that is the worst thing that you can do is constantly accuse them. See, sometimes we accuse people because of the trauma we had in our past. Sometimes we feel like this person is going to treat us like our ex-partner. And if you feel that way, you're wrong. Your partner is different from your ex. They may have similar characteristics, and you may have gone after the same characteristics in that person. But truthfully, in a core root, if you're going after a person that's different, they're not the same person. There is nothing more frustrating and irritating to somebody than being accused of something that they did not do. There's nothing more damaging to a relationship than being accused of an action or an infidelity that you had no part in. That pisses somebody off to a level where they start thinking that you're doing something because there's a reverse psychology there. There's a psychology that goes down to, hey, you're projecting on me. You're accusing me. Maybe you're doing something. And I'll tell you this is true a lot of times. Typically, the person that's accusing the person that's not doing anything is the person that's engaging in infidelity. I've seen it so many times. And they do this to keep the edge on. They do this to keep you at a defensive position. Because if someone is engaging in infidelity, they know that they are doing something wrong. They know that it's possible to do it in the relationship and not be detected. So they start getting a little bit of insecurity themselves. They're like, oh my God, if I am not getting caught, then maybe this person is doing something and I'm not catching it. So they start accusing that person. Also, it's done in a manipulative fashion to keep you on the defense where they're just constantly attacking you and you come off more loyal when you're accusing somebody. Naturally, that's what you do. You say, hey, how could you do this to me? I love you so much. I can't believe you go out to dinner with her. I know you liked her photo. I know you like her. It comes off as more of a sincere, I love you, I care about you kind of mindset. And this is very, very dangerous. So I often warn people when someone is accusing you very aggressively and you know in your heart you're not doing anything, there may be a very good chance that they are doing something themselves. It sucks to hear this, but it is what it is. And also, if you're accusing somebody and you genuinely feel like they're doing something, then it's time for you to start to separate yourself from the relationship because the more you stay in a relationship and you genuinely feel like something's wrong and you constantly are not leaving, you're amplifying and you're rewarding that negative behavior. The thing is, you're never going to get anywhere by accusing your partner because a lot of times your partner is going to deflect or defend. And they're going to come down in a position where like, I didn't do this, I didn't do that. If you have evidence and you have like hardcore proof of something going on, that is a little different. But if you have the evidence, why are you not moving away from the relationship? Like the proper way to handle this kind of stuff is not by badgering and beating down your partner and catching them. Because think of it as like a kid, right? As like a young kid, if you're in high school, your parents caught you going out. It's not that you say, okay, I'm never going to go out again. You might get scared for a moment, but you're still going to want to go out. You understand what I'm saying? You're still going to want to do that. And in the nature of a relationship, you don't want a partner that wants to do this. You don't want to catch them and beat them down. You want to help them understand, like, hey, look, I found you doing this. It's cool. I'm going to take a step back. I don't need you to be in a relationship with me if you're going to go and like her photos or do this kind of stuff. Look, it's all good. I understand. I want you to be happy. And that's the way that you're going to communicate to them that they need to change a lot more effectively. When somebody gets caught and they're met with maturity and they're met with, hey, look, caught you doing this. It's all good. I'm fine. Keep doing what you want to do. Be happy with her. Be happy with him. Whatever it is. They're going to be more so in the mindset like, oh my God, this person's not freaking out on me. They're really done. Wow. They're handling this with maturity. And that's when they're going to be like, okay, I need to change up my act. If you come aggressive, fireworks, crazy, oh, I caught this. I saw you liking this photo, this, that, and the third. If you come like that, it's not going to do anything but create an argument. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, they're going to deflect. They're going to gaslight you. They're going to manipulate you. And you don't even want to go down that road. A lot of you are in this situation right now. You're in this toxic cycle where your partner and you are just constantly bickering because they're doing this and that, and you're not okay with it, and they don't feel like they're doing something wrong. But if they don't feel like they're doing something wrong and it doesn't meet your realistic standard, keyword realistic standard of what the infidelity is, then it's probably good for you to find somebody that identifies in the same way that you do, that understands that, hey, this is a behavior that's cheating. Some people don't even want you to have social media. I'm keeping it real. And for those people out there in the world that think that having social media is cheating, look, I get it. I really do. But it's going to be a lot harder for you to find somebody that's going to be okay with that. If you're bringing a lot of value as a person, and if you can take care of people and you can do a lot of things with yourself, then you can really date somebody like that. On the contrary to that, it's going to be hard to find somebody. So if you have standards that are very unrealistic, you must understand the value that you bring has to be insane. For me, I have high standards when I'm going into relationships, but I also understand that I give a lot to the person. And I've had no problem meeting people that can deliver to me because I deliver to them. I take care of them from A to Z in a lot of different ways. I'm a lot more traditional in my approach. And because of that, I can demand a little bit more from the partners that I'm engaging with because I provide more. But if I did not provide as much, if I did not do as much, and there's obviously other men out there that outclass me in their provision for a woman, then I can't necessarily ask that much. There are guys that take care of a woman from A to Z and beyond. There are people like that out there, and they ask a lot because they give a lot. And there are women out there in the world that give a lot to their man, and as a result, they can ask for that man to do this, that, and the third because they're providing a lot. So it really depends on the value that you're bringing, and it has to make sense with what you're asking. A lot of times when you're accusing somebody, it comes from a place of insecurity, it comes from a place of trauma, and it comes from a place where you don't feel comfortable and secure in the relationship. If you feel like the ice is going to break under your feet, you've got to start to step out a little bit, get closer to the edge of the pond. You understand what I'm saying? It's not about you getting more involved and getting more tied in. See, a lot of times when we find our partner doing something, we actually try to get more in love with them. And psychologically, this happens because it shows us that our partner is engaging in other options, and that makes us feel unwanted, unworthy, unconfident, and it makes us feel like we're losing them. Because we feel like we're losing them, we have a higher fascination to chase this person. The actual thing that you should be doing is the complete opposite. Take a step back, relax, have a mature statement with them, and then give a little bit of distance. And then give them 2 to 4 weeks to see if they can change that behavior. But outside of all this, if you're accusing your partner over and over and things are not lining up and they're not actually doing something and you know this in your heart, then you're going to end up destroying that relationship a lot faster because nobody wants to be accused. Nobody wants to wake up every single day with their partner hounding them, going through toxic cycles and arguments, proving themselves as loyal when they really are. That is the worst torture that you can put someone through. With that being said, guys, if you ever want to connect with me or if you have personal questions, click the link below to join my private community. You can always reach me on social media. It just might take me a little bit of time, so I always recommend the private community. And with that being said, guys, I will see you until next time. Peace.